Hello and welcome to the Gers TV. My name's Si Leslie.
My name's Lewis.
I'm Gordon.
And the dog doesn't speak unless we're on the whiskey.
We're joined by Lily, who's got over half of Scotland's gold here on her neck. I don't know if you can quite see. She's got a big, massive chain on. Definitely real gold.
Simon's borrowed the chain from his house.
So, guys, if he does a wee favour, first of all, give us a wee like and share. Slight change to the format tonight. We've got a new screen and it should be a wee bit better and clearer for us. Loads and loads to talk about. I think we'll be talking about the Rangers versus Dundee game, a wee bit about the build up to Porto and all the other events that have been happening during the day. Guys, how are we?
Aye, I'm fantastic. Obviously, we're on a good run now. We've won 8 games in a row. I think 5 clean sheets as well in a row as well. So it's looking good as well on the pitch. Off the pitch, there's a lot of rumours going about transfer deals. Also, we had one come out today that reportedly we rejected a £10 million fee for Jedi Gassama from Monaco, which I think is a bit of a statement. Very interesting. So yeah, I'm excited for the remaining week or so of the January window.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. There's never short of a rumour or two to wake up to in the morning, and I think we're definitely in the market for a player or two. It's just I think Diane Rose said that we're maybe relying on a kind of domino chain happening for players moving, but it's exciting and they still get six days to go. I think so. It'll be interesting to see who we get in and who leaves.
Yeah, well, quick one, guys. Do you think the last regime or the position we've been over the last 5 years, for example, we would knock back a £10 million bid for a player who's basically a fringe player? That shows that to me is a position of strength if it's true.
Well, I don't quite know if he's quite at the fringe player point. Yes, he doesn't play 90 minutes week in, week out, but you know he's still a crucial player in the squad. I think he's popped up with some very important moments this season. Obviously, a goal there against Dundee, a very good goal. But he's one of those players, he's been quite inconsistent this season, so to get a £10 million offer, I think it's quite flattering, to be honest.
I mean, you've got to look at making money out of deals. I think we bought him for £2 million, £2.5 million.
Yeah.
So I mean that'd be $7.5 million profit in 6 months. You don't get that at the Bank of Scotland, do you? So
it tells me that if it's true, the board are going for this title big time, and that's backed up by the fact that we've bought the players required so far, because I genuinely believe there'll be another 1 or maybe 2 signings.
It's a strange one with Sam because sometimes we've been critical of him. So I don't know. Are we just too critical? Because teams like Club Brugge, Monaco are getting linked with him.
Hold on a minute, I've just fucked this up. I thought we were talking about Matondo there. I was calling him a fringe player. This is what happens when you're multitasking, right? She's Dundee with Matondo.
This is coffee, buddy. This is my baby in this cup.
I was wondering what you're going on about there, about I was doing too many things at once, right? I start again, right? So, I didn't realise a fringe player.
Gassam, £10 million for Gassam, that's a rumour. So, yeah, when you said a fringe player, I was like, surely not. Like, I don't want to say that.
I was too busy reading chicks' compliments and it was going to my head about how great the channel was and I ballsed it right up.
That's what you call irony, I think. So someone calling the channel great. So I mean, to make £2.5 million we bought him for or whatever, and then £10 million bid. I mean, there's a share of thought you see, you sell him for that and bring in somebody else, but I think that he's settled, he's playing reasonably well. Yeah, there's maybe 1 in every 4 or 5 games a bit off the boil, but he's certainly capable of playing well every week. And if we had better strikers, a better finishing, his stats would probably be a lot better.
Well, when you mention that, Alex, Chick Sharp's just mentioning it. Gassama could be worth £20 million with Roll controlling his game time.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would go that far yet, because he's certainly a promising player. As I said, he's popped up with some very important moments in a Rangers jersey, but it's near the start of the season when we were not so good. But you know what, he's got as I said, a good goal against Dundee there at the weekend. So you never know with a player like that. I mean, he's a funny one. He's not been our best player this season. He's had his moments. I mean, the last couple of games before that, I mean, the Annan game and even Ludo Gores, I mean, I don't think he was particularly great. He looked lost in both games, but he changed it completely there on Sunday. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was one of the better players in the park.
So what if Scott Wilson is playing in the right wing and he gets to play in the left wing and he's in his natural position weekly? Will that change his game and give him more consistency?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about wingers are like it's that kind of position where they probably they try things all the time, and most of it comes off, some of it comes off, and then it doesn't come off. We get on their backs. Gassama's been, I would argue that Gassama's been one of our better players this season in general as a whole. I feel a wee bit sorry for him because the strikers aren't finishing some of the chances, so. It's a strange one because there's that little bit of inconsistency. He's still a young guy, He's still a young guy. He's came from a team that were almost rock bottom in the Championship in England. This is his first time when he's starting on the big game. He's starting on the big atmosphere. So I think he's done well, and but it's a good. It bodes well for the future for our transfer model if we're bringing in players for 2-3 million and get a bid for 9-10 million for them. So I don't think sell him just now. But if we get 10-12 million for him in the summer, I think we do see him in the summer, just not yet.
Absolutely. I mean, I think he's. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I did criticise him slightly there when I was saying he's not been the best this season. He's popped up with some good moments, but he's been quite inconsistent. But I think to accept a 10 million bid right now in January, it's a bit of a funny one. It doesn't really leave us with much time to get a player sort of his calibre to bring in the door. I mean, we've a week and a half really until the end of the window, so not a long time to go. There's not a lot of time. There's not a lot of things you can do in that short space of time.
True.
Yeah, I felt that though. The one thing I have felt with it, all the fans have been more confident with the new board, and even before the show started tonight, we're checking our phones. We're all having a look at social media because Rangers are doing their business in private. They're doing it in style. I think that big German lad, Nedry, is it his name? From Hansard Rostock. Naderi. We'll guard Naderi's walls. I think that looks...
It's always worth it for that, isn't it?
It's just for the song alone.
London Naderi.
There's so many jokes you'll get with it. But Hansard Rostock, Juve, part of the Rostock loyal I mentioned earlier, he seems to think it's a go of the deal and he's a really good player. So I think we'll do more business, and I think we'll do it. They'll just announce it. There'll not be rumours and things like that. I'm quietly confident that everything we wanted in the transfer window we'll get, and we all said, we all agreed, and the viewers agreed that whoever does the best business in January will win the title. Do we stand by that?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm relatively confident going forward now with winning the league, but I heard a comment on the telly. I think it was actually after the Hearts Celtic game, but I heard a replay of it. I heard a video of it, and it was someone saying it's Rangers' title to lose. I actually disagree with that. I think it's Hearts' title to lose, considering how far ahead they've been this season. They've been top of the league for pretty much 90% of the season so far. They've been top of the league for the majority of that.
Since November, mate.
Since November?
Yep, it's a long time, yeah.
I mean, they've been top of the league for a good few months already, so, and they're still 4 points clear, so I mean, they can even afford to drop a couple of points between now and in the next couple of weeks or so. So I think it's Hearts' title to lose, but I certainly think, I mean, you said last night Rangers are probably favourites for the title. I don't know if I'd agree with that, to be honest. I actually don't know. I think it's still too early to call. I mean, considering how tight of a title race it is, I mean, I don't even think you can fully take out Celtic. The race, don't get me wrong, they've been poor, and I know a lot of us are saying it's between Rangers and Hearts now, but it's still a 3-horse race.
I think February is when, the end of February, we'll decide who wins the title.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a strange one because I mean it's exciting actually. I mean, it's first of all just we've got to recalibrate ourselves since we've done really well to get back into the title race. Given we're one defeat we going bottom back in only August time, September time actually.
Is that a stray dog that's walked into the studio? No, it's not. It's Gordy. It's Gordy. It's not a stray dog.
One of them's got a wet nose and bad breath. The other one's Lily.
Well, the other one's Simon's dog. Very good. So. That's what we have to be up with in this channel. I was actually doing some thinking for once on the way over. I know.
Really?
And
really?
We've got, I think we've got 4 league games in the next 14 days, which is, a lot. We start off with Hibs away, then we've got Kelly, then we've got Hearts. And the next, that's just in the next 2 weeks actually. So Sunday, Wednesday and Sunday, we've got Stranraer and then Hearts, So we've got 4 games in the space of 2 weeks. Busy schedule, and then we've got the small matter of I think it's Livingston away and then Celtic at home. So by the end of between now and the 1st of March, we're playing 6 league games, I believe, which is that's a good portion of the rest of the season. So, but we're going to need it if we're going to win the league this season. Then look at the split. After the split, we'll be playing Hearts at Tynecastle and Celtic at Parkhead. So this is our stretch where we've got Celtic at home, Hearts at home. I think if we're going to win the league, I think we have to have a 4 or 5 point lead by the split, just in case. But we've got a chance to get that because we've got a good run of games. Motherwell away, sorry, that's a game I forgot in between. So we've got Hibs away,
That's a sticky one.
Motherwell away, Celtic and Hearts at home, and Killie at home. So it's if we win our 5 next league games, then that puts us probably 4 points ahead. And going into the split, I think we do need that advantage because we will have some tough games after the split, particularly at Tynecastle and at Parkhead.
I mean, for me, I don't disagree. I agree with what you're both saying there. I think by the end of February, we'll tell who's going to win the league. And when you say there, I mean, if we get through our next 5 league games, I think this next 6 weeks is crucial. I mean, from now until the end of the season is crucial. But the next 6 weeks, we've got some very hard games, as you said. Hibs away, we've got Motherwell away, Celtic at home as well. I mean, Hearts at home as well. Yeah, absolutely. I think if we can get through the next 6 weeks or so successfully, I think we'll win the league now.
We're playing the teams. Yeah, we're playing the teams immediately ahead of us and immediately below us.
Yes,
and
exactly.
It's a great opportunity for us, and the fact we've got Hearts and Celtic at home. I think the big ones. I'm sorry to the Hearts fans. I know we do have Hearts fans that watches. I think that if Hearts wanted to win the league, they'd have to be 9 or 10 points clear at the moment. They're not. They're 4 points clear, and they've got some injuries and suspensions. So, but they're doing really well. And I'm sorry. I know you're going to say it, but I'm sorry. Hearts just don't have the squad in depth. They've got some good players, but I don't think they've got the strength and depth. I mean, we go to our bench and we've got guys like Danilo to come on. We've got guys like Antman coming on. I know they're not hitting the dizzy heights at the moment, but I think squad wise we've got a bigger, better, and more in depth squad.
As you said, Si, there, I disagree with you there, to be honest, because you got a crucial result there on Sunday with 3 of the arguably best players out. I mean, you've got Shankland, Devlin, who's a ranger in their team, then even Benny Beningame as well, who's suspended, another very talented player in that Hearts squad. He's been crucial in that team for a good few years now with Hearts. But I mean, to get a big result like that, I mean, don't get me wrong, like you could possibly argue that that's 2 points dropped for Hearts, considering where they are in the league and where Celtic are in the league. You'd probably argue that's 2 points dropped. But you look at this, right? Hearts have played the Old Firm 5 times. They've won 4 and drew 1. That's an unbelievable record from Hearts. That's incredible. And you've got to take your hat off. You've got to give credit where credit's due. I disagree with you there, Gordy. I do think they can very much possibly go on and win this league. I don't think they will, but they definitely can.
So here's my thinking, right? I think the 3-horse race is going to fall down to a 2-horse race by the end of February. I get what Gordy's saying, but I would go the opposite way. And we'll talk about it later. But I think there's a big reason why there's a massive paranoia campaign took place today and yesterday. And I think there's a big reason why every Celtic pundit has came out and done the usual. And that reason's quite simple. They're shitting themselves. They're 1 game away from falling in their arse. The next time they get beat, if it's in the next 3 or 4 weeks, they will fall out the championship race. I genuinely believe that. And that's why the intimidation started. Hearts have been cool for the start of the season to the end of it. The end of it to the current place. They've been consistent. Now, I do agree, Gordy. I don't think they'll be strong enough to win it. But I think they'll be our biggest contenders. I think it's Rangers and Hearts. For the 2 of them, for they lose it now. I think Celtic are 1 game away from completely exploding. But again, whatever the viewers think as well, and we might all be wrong, but I don't think it's going to go the way with the 3 teams. I think 2. Gordy.
I'm sorry, I'm just putting devil's advocate. I mean, Hearts have done really well. I think they've done amazing, and all credit to them. But I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. So I quite like Hearts, and I like the job Derek McInnes has got, and it's great when you get a disruptor and they come in. But let's be realistic. I mean, Hearts have lost a few games. I've seen done a few games. Because Rangers and Celtic have been overall so poor. Always the Rangers since October have bounced back. But if you look at the start, we've given Hearts a 14-point head start. Now it's 4 points.
Here's how I think Rangers.
Don't get me wrong. Hearts beat us at Tynecastle, so fair play to them. But
here's how I think Rangers will win the league. I think Hearts and Celtic will drop points by drawing, not losing a lot of games. I think they'll slowly, because it's been a slow catch-up for Rangers. We've been winning games, not losing goals, but Hearts and Celtic are just drawn, so it's been slow and they've not noticed it. I think they'll draw a few games. They're bringing a boy for, is it Portugal, Hearts? A striker, I think it is. Can't remember his name now, Matteo or something.
£8 million he's not scored in 3 years.
Yeah, but obviously,
I
know that they're bringing a guy in and they've got a bit of ambition, so that's good. And if it's no Rangers that win the league, I'd rather it was Hearts, but we want Rangers to win it. But I think if we can keep the consistency up, they'll draw a few games. I don't know if they'll lose many, but I think the both of them will start drawing. As I keep saying, I'm quietly confident.
I said back in the start of end of November, start of December, I said if we win these upcoming games by including the Aberdeen game at the start of the year, then we're favourites for the league. I'm maintaining that we are favourites for the league. I'm not saying that's a definite win now, but I'm saying that I think it's important to acknowledge if we do get a setback, then we have to try and we still have to get behind the team.
So this is the goals for the weekend, guys, just to let you see how we've played.
The most successful team in football, we're Scotland's gallant few. Though at times they have been hard, we've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park.
Great wee touch. Reminds me of my BB days.
The BB days.
There you go, guys. First of all, we've spoken about it a million times, but 100 goals for James Tavernier. Credit when due.
Absolutely. James Tavernier is someone who's probably faced the most criticism out of any Rangers player in the last 5 or 6 years or so. You could probably argue. I don't even think it's an argument. I think it's so clear. James Tavernier's faced so much criticism at Rangers. From myself, from you guys as well, I'm assuming as well, from a lot of Rangers fans. Majority of Rangers fans have criticised James Tavernier a lot over the last few years, but you've got to give credit where credit's due. A lot of folk will say, yes, it's penalties, but a goal's a goal. And for a right back to be your number one penalty taker, you're right back to be one of your top goal scorers. I think James Tavernier is one of our top goal scorers this season. If not, he is our top goal scorer this season as well. And don't get me wrong, it's not been particularly great. I think the goals have been spread out a lot this season. We've not got really a striker that's scored 10, 15 goals so far this season. I think James Tavernier is a leading top goal scorer with 8 or 9 or something like that. I don't think it is. It's not crazy numbers, but you know what? He's been fantastic. I think he's also the top goal scoring right back as well.
Yeah,
world football. Because
Wills was talking about that. The season's still got, what did you say, 15 games to go, guys?
15 or 16.
Right. Let's be honest, if you're going to be a betting man, then right, Big Mark Dingwall's always saying he'll bets Tavernier to score the first goal. He's going to score more than 100. That's phenomenal for a defender.
I think he's one of our top. He's up there with one of our top goal scorers as well. And I think he's not.
Yeah, I believe that Chris Boyd might have scored 104 goals for Rangers. I read that. I can't remember if that's true or not. But reviewers hopefully correct me if I'm wrong. So I think there's only a few goals away from overtaking Chris Boyd. And we think Chris Boyd's a poacher.
Yes.
I mean, it's
James
incredible.
Tavernier will probably beat that by the end of the season.
But you won't appreciate Tavernier until he's gone. I think that's a definite.
Absolutely.
Shanklin T9 saying is I will my pint for the weekend. That's you, Lewis, obviously.
Yeah. Well, if you go to the Black Bull and
you'll get a beer.
And you leave with a smile on your face and all.
No, in fact, I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights. It did look like a good game. But anyway, back to the chat we're seeing there. I think the one with Tavernier, he'll probably finish the season and then he'll get a send-off. And as much as he's frustrated as all, the stats don't lie. The appearances he's played from the bottom of the divisions and almost taking us to a European final win. And 55, I'm just hoping he can get a double to end his career with Rangers. But the stats, whether you like him or dislike him, the stats speak for himself.
Mark Dingwall made a great point when he came on a few weeks ago. And he said that he would like to see James Tavernier leave the club with dignity. And I absolutely, wholeheartedly, 100% agree with that. And I'm assuming you guys do as well. Because he's been a fantastic servant to the club. He's been here, almost 10 years now.
Well, we're looking to buy a striker. We're looking to buy a striker in the next week, right? If we're going to buy a striker and we get told he's going to score 100 goals, you'd be biting hand off him. Do you know what I mean? You'd be going, that's the kind of striker we want. Mm-hmm. He's a right back.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And listen, he's done really, really well, and so proud of him, and he's proud of himself. And he's been the first, he has been one of the first to get criticised when things don't go so well. He gets a lot of stick, as you said, Lewis. We have given him a lot of stick, and some of it deserved, some of it deserved, some of it over the top.
Yeah,
yes,
but
I agree with that.
He's stuck it out, and he's always chipped in, and he's scored some really, really important goals as well. And he's always there. Yeah, there's an argument to. I mean, it's not his fault that they made him captain. Do you know what I mean? So, but if you take away the captaincy and you judge him on his performances, scoring goals and right back, then he's done incredibly well.
So next one, my pal Peter's just came on there before I read this out. I was sits beside me in the main stand, and they brought on Danilo, and I said to Peter, that useless so-and-so, why would you bring him on? Get him as far away as possible. It's a family show, don't want to swear. And Peter agreed with me.
Get him to France.
Peter agreed with me. And we looked up and the ball was in the net.
Yeah, it's sod's law, isn't it? I mean, I think if we're going to get offered $2 million for Danilo, we bite their hands off and we take it. And we wish him well. Don't wish anyone any harm, obviously,
What a finish for him, to be fair.
Oh, good finish, took it out. Took it very well.
But he's now, and he's three and a half seasons at Rangers now, I believe. And he's just, I mean, overall, it's not good enough, his record. And if we get a couple of million for him and get him off the wage bill, because he's on a hefty wage, let's not forget as well, then we take what we can get for him.
And wish him all the best.
All the best.
I think with Danilo, I think we've got to be a wee bit realistic. I mean, I didn't see us getting much money for him. I don't even know if we will. But if we do get that $2 million for him, I'd be delighted. I would have been happy enough to cut our losses. As we said in the channel before, I'd be happy enough to cut our losses because that is at least 30 grand. I think as we spoke about the other night, at least 30 grand a week. Danilo's on. It's one of those players we need to get off that wage bill. There's so many players in that door as well. When you get Matondo, who's probably on at least 20 grand a week, 25 grand a week on crazy wages. He's stealing a wage. He's stealing a wage. I mean, and I don't really think that's all down to him. I don't think that's all his fault because he's a talented player. He's showed that prospect in him.
The only thing I would say about that is the players don't dictate the wage, the agents and the clubs do, and they agreed on it. If somebody if a team in Brazil offered any us 30 grand a week and we weren't good enough, you'd be taking it. Do you know what I mean? If they'd been watching my BB days, I may have been on more than that.
If you offered me 20 grand, I'd probably go for it, to be honest.
I'd be hearing myself out for £1,000 a week in Brazil.
Well, guys, I'm playing 5-a-side tomorrow night, so if there's any scouts that are watching the show, more along and watch me, and I can maybe be on 30 grand a week.
But I think he's an honest professional in terms of playing. He's never really shied away. The injury he got when he broke his jaw, cheekbone. Okay, Dr. Bond. When he injured his face, he was actually a better player when he came back with the mask. When he wore the mask, he came back a better player. I just think that was his kind of career with Rangers went a bit down after that. But an honest guy, he's played his best. His family have fell in love with the club. But I think we'll agree time to let him move on if the deal comes in.
You know, he's and a lot of people criticise him a lot, and I so do I. But he's not good enough. He's not good enough up front. Right? We need to agree on that. He's not a good enough player for Rangers, but he always gives us all. He's always playing with a smile on his face, and as you said, his family falling in love with the club as well. So you can't take away the fact that he's got a lot of passion for the club. When he loves the club.
When he leaves, he'll speak well of the club.
Of course he will. And you know what? As we've said as well, we wish him all the best. Absolutely. I hope he goes, whether he maybe goes back to Holland or whether he goes elsewhere. Maybe. I mean, I think we were speaking about maybe Paphos. Was it Paphos being interested?
Cyprus.
Yep. So wherever he goes, I mean, I hope he goes abroad and scores 25-30 goals a season.
Aye, good luck to the guy. And lastly, guys, Gassama, what a move at the end. I thought it was great that Rangers went for the goals. I thought that was important that
absolutely
that we got to 3-0 because at 1-0. Dundee could have still equalised just the way the season's been going for us. And it was great professionalism. I thought Barjami changed the game when he came on in terms of a bit of pace up front. But the way Gassama brought the ball down and finished that, that's maybe why they're not wanting to sell him.
I mean, at 1-0, it's still squeaky bum time. At 2-0, it kills the game, and 3-0 just puts the icing on the cake. I mean, it was, as you said, it was very important that we went for the goals because, don't get me wrong, I don't think it will, but this could come down to goal difference. Goal difference could be a very big deciding factor in who wins the league this year.
And interesting what I mentioned earlier as well, he scored the goal for the left-hand side. He seems to score his best goals for there, so he's definitely more comfortable with that.
Cutting in as well. We like to see that. Gordy?
Yeah, no, the longer, I mean, we didn't have a really good goal difference. It's got a lot better in the last few weeks, and I think it may well come down to goal difference. It's one of those seasons you just never know. Usually, I think the maximum points that any team can reach this season is 86. And for the last kind of 5 years, the average winning has been 94, 95 points, which is crazy. That just shows you the way the league's gone this season, which is why Hearts have still got a chance.
But back to what I'm saying about
Gassam and about his play. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll sell him, to be honest. But he's shown, as I say, like he's got quality. He's just because he's a young guy, he's a little bit inconsistent. But I think if we could hold on, see if we hold on to him for another 12 to 18 months, then his value is just going to go up.
Yeah. Another thing I'd mentioned as well was the fact that we're caught up in the points, but we've caught up in the goals, and we're not losing goals. So our goal difference is getting better both sides, attacking and defending. The defence is really, I mean, you've got to give credit. The start of the season, we were terrified that every time the ball went, we're back, we're defenced or to Butland, and now we look confident, they're cocky. Is it 560 minutes or something they played without losing a goal? Maybe they might lose a goal in Europe against Porto on Thursday night, but this is all about Scottish football now, and we're on form. We're the team in form.
We can absolutely write off Europe. I mean, I know folk are saying it's important that we get the win for the coefficient. I think if we draw and Olympiacos don't beat Ajax away tomorrow night, I think whoever wins the league this year, and Scotland, whoever wins the league, gets automatic Champions League football, which I think is massive for Scottish football. But you know what I mean? Apart from that, Europe's a dead rubber. There's nothing to play for. I mean, all we can really play for is pride and a wee bit of dignity. You know, I mean, we're Rangers, and we've got the chance of finishing near enough rock bottom of a Europa League phase. That is don't get me wrong, we're all singing our praises for Danny Rome for the Rangers squad, but in Europe it's been far from good enough.
I would argue that playing for a coefficient for the Champions League game doesn't make anything a dead rubber. Because if we get a point, and all we need is Ajax to beat Olympiacos, but it's crazy because you need a degree in science to work out these coefficients these days. But
it's crazy. It's crazy.
So if we can go over that, listen, a point would do me, because don't forget you've got prize money as well. So if we are playing for possibly keeping a coefficient that gets us automatically entering the Champions League, then by no stretch of the imagination is that a dead rubber.
Don't get me wrong. Like if we go away to Porto on Thursday night and we beat them 2-1 or 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever, if we go away and beat Porto on Thursday night, I'll be absolutely delighted. I'll be delighted. I'll be like, well, what a result. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't really do anything for us this season, but if it means that whoever wins the league this year, and if it is Rangers, gets automatic Champions League football next season, massive.
I think it's only if Rangers win. I don't think Celtic win.
No. I think that's what I'm saying. I think Olympiacos actually need to beat Ajax tomorrow. I think they need to beat them. I don't know if maybe they need to beat them if they need to get a point or not. But
just on that, just one thing I would say, Lewis, I agree with what you're saying, but there's one thing it does get is consistency. And consistency was Danny Rowe.
Yeah.
Danny Rowe, I think if we were playing in a Glasgow Cup game tomorrow, Thursday night, Danny Rowe would have put in the first team out for the simple reason he's got consistency in his head. This no losing a goal isn't just that's just a big chance. He's got the set piece guy in, he's got his organised, and I think he's got a real belief that whoever we play, we can beat. And that's a good thing. I honestly think that.
I like that. You fancy a chance against Dundee.
Here's what I want: to come out of the game on Thursday night with the injuries. That'll be good enough for me, and we'll play for the jersey.
So if we get beat 7 or 8-0, but nobody gets injured, you're happy?
I'll never be happy if we lose. But
I know, I'm only
kidding.
kidding.
With Liverpool, I was still there. I don't know match support if anybody remembers after the game as well.
Yep, I remember that as well. I was at the game as well when we get beat 7-1. I was there to the final whistle, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I remember we took the lead.
Poke to bear in the eye.
But yeah, I mean, I think that we'll go out. Listen, we just turn up and we do our best, and as long as the players walk off the park with their heads held high, then we can't really complain. It's a shame that we're not playing for anything, because obviously a lot of fans are going out there to cheer on the team.
Super Bowl, that's about it.
So, I mean, there's prize money on offer, and there's still the possibility of securing enough goal-efficient points to qualify for the Champions League. So, go out and do your best. And we've played Porto quite a lot of times, and they've never outclassed us, as as I can recall. We've had some good results against Porto in the past.
Both clubs have got a mutual respect for each other as well.
And so we've got that, and we've played them quite a lot. Played them in the Champions League, played them in Europa League, I think, or UEFA Cup back in the day. So quite a lot of respect for them. Good outfit, good team, but just go there and do our best and see what happens.
There you go. Somebody might go with that. Makes sense.
Aye, we are 0.75 points ahead of Olympiacos. Ajax beat them. We qualify straight in the Champions League when we win the league. Well, I mean, I hope we're all cheering for Ajax. But
So are we having my Ajax scarf out and the Rangers top on and watching the game on Thursday night? Oh no, right, okay, right, forget that. Scratch that.
Oh, you know what? To all the travelling fans that are going over, I'm assuming, of course, that there will be a few because I think it'll be more than a few. It'll be a good 1,000 or two.
Just maybe a final point in the coefficient, because again, it kind of numbs you a little bit because it's so complicated. But Rangers have done so much for Scottish football over the last 5 years with the coefficient. It's about time we get a benefit out of it.
That's
yes,
that's just my honest opinion. Like we've raised Scottish football's profile in Europe so much, and you know, if we win the league and we're qualified for the Champions League, yeah, we've got to improve our squad to even have a chance of competing. But even just that pride and the respect we get, and it attracts better quality players as well, and it makes players want to stay. And if players are playing for their future at Rangers with a Champions League team, we'll step up a game in training as well.
Aye.
So, listen, it's all goes down to the league, but
okay.
It's exciting times, and what a difference. I mean, it's only, I say this every show, and it does get a bit further away, but it's only 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago, we were almost bottom of the league.
Yeah. But
do you know what I mean?
Just to finish up on that point, but to all the away fans travelling over, obviously we wish them safe travels going and coming back. Go abroad, enjoy your super box, enjoy your pastel de natas, enjoy your wee pastries.
Enjoy what, sorry?
Yeah, pastel de natas. It's a wee Portuguese pastry.
That must be a Portuguese special. That must be a Portuguese special.
Don't start. Oh well, it is. Of course it is. But anyways, go abroad.
I thought I was Rangers' new signing.
I don't. I thought he was going to say enjoy the woman.
That's a Portuguese guy that's gone to Hearts.
I wonder if there's a Portuguese equivalent of the Black Bull. We always leave a smile on your face.
Aye. El Black Bull.
Next subject I want to talk about, we should talk current affairs in Scottish football as well now and again. What the hell's going on with Scottish football? I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. I said that when the Celtic support were delighted to get rid of Peter Lywell, that'll bite them in the arse because they'll end up getting players sent off because he's not there to dictate anymore. They were celebrating this, and now they've went to the SFA and they don't think you're allowed to send a Celtic player off after 87 and a half games. And they've been told where to get to. The next thing they're going to do is try and push another refereeing strike like they've done before. They're going to intimidate the referees, and they're going to do everything they can to keep this campaign going now. They're making a mockery of Scottish football.
I know. Well, I mean, I've said this for a while. Celtic fans are the most entitled fan base in Scotland, Britain, and maybe even the world. Celtic fans they think they're entitled to everything. I mean, always cheated, never defeated. I mean, that's a famous saying. Always cheated, never defeated. But you know, that's what 87 domestic games. Celtic went without a red card, but the first red card they get, they're all protesting, they're appealing it, they're doing all this, they're doing all that. And you've had Sky Sport pundit and obviously ex-Rangers and Kilmarnock striker as well, Chris Boyd, coming out and saying, basically making a dig at it. And then obviously you had Derek McInnes before and after the game at the weekend as well, commenting about how Celtic don't get red cards in Scottish football. So I think that goes to the lines. I mean, we made a wee post. Well, Si made a wee post on Facebook saying that if these guys can call it out, why can't the hierarchy at Rangers call it out? Yep. But you know, not all Celtic fans are the same. I mean, I've got some very good acquaintances, I'll say, who are supporters of Celtic. But you know, it's such a funny one. I mean, Celtic fans, they're in meltdown. Celtic's in meltdown right now.
No, they're in panic.
They're in absolute paranoia, as you said earlier on. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Did you mention something before the show started? You did mention something that was interesting about the card. I don't remember.
What about it?
Do you know, say it was you mentioned something was busy setting up.
No, I was basically just talking through the red card, but I don't really want to talk about it too much because this is a Rangers page at the end of the day. But basically, what the Hearts player was doing, Kabori, the ball was being, I can't remember if it been played over the top, or it was being played sort of through the middle.
Through the middle, it was a right good ball actually.
Playing through the middle, aye. Aye. The Hearts player was sort of running out towards the corner flag, but the ball was going straight. So
I think, sorry mate, I don't want to contradict you, but I mean, he wasn't running. I wouldn't say he was running towards the corner flag.
he was running in that direction.
He was running in the diagonal between the corner flag and the goal. I don't think he would know unless he kept on.
Aye, that's fair.
He was right in line with the penalty spot when he was brought down, to be honest. There or thereabouts. I mean, within a metre or two either way.
So, quick question if we go any further on that, Gordon, right? If he doesn't get chopped, which way is he going to go? The bearing in mind he's about to score a goal. Is he going to go to the corner flag or is he going to go to goal?
No, of course.
He's going to go. Yeah, he's going to go like that and turn around and get a shot away. Like, I mean,
goal scoring opportunity.
The BBC, to be fair, did a graphic where the nearest Celtic defender was 13 yards away. Right? So, there's. I mean, I've seen it. I didn't actually. I was at the Rangers game on Sunday, so I didn't see it until yesterday. And it's a clear state. There's no. I actually thought. I thought it was going to be a close call. See, when I was watching it. See, before I watched it, I thought, I'm looking forward. That's going to be a close call. See, when I see it, it's
embarrassing. It's basically an appeal to say that you can't send our players off.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We get refereed differently for everybody else in Scottish football. How dare you change that rule? Well, they don't like it. I tell you what, I've been surprised they get a player sent off in Europe last week, and they've been surprised me this week to get a player sent off.
Yeah, the European record's actually quite bad for discipline because
they get refereed correctly.
Well, yeah. And I mean, it was interesting. The referee's initial reaction was a yellow card, which says quite a lot. Credit to the credit to the VAR team. That's what it's there for. Called him back, and he went to see it, and fair play for correcting that decision. But I mean, I actually don't think there's any debate about it. To be honest, I think it's a clearly stated red card, and I think the guys, it's okay. He's not clean through on goal, 1-on-1 with the keeper, but it's like obvious goal through an opportunity.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that they took that in appeal.
Yeah.
And a shout out to Rangers Radio because Gers TV and Rangers Radio have been going on and ranting and raving about this carry on for months. And the thing that Rangers Radio was saying is it's the very same as us. As soon as it goes against Celtic, this is going to be all over the news. Peter Grant, right away, all the different Celtic pundits, every single one of them are told what to do. This is how they operate. The media, the mainstream media, every one of the Celtic guys involved all jump in. It's the same storyline. They all stick together and bang, and they'll not stop. This will be all until Celtic get a favourable decision for them. This won't stop.
But see, at one level, you've actually got to give them some. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's horrible. But at one level, you've got to give them credit because they know what they're doing and they're clever about it. And it's worked for them for the last kind of two and a half seasons. We're not going to play sent off. And I mean, I'm just thinking back to the Old Firm games where I can remember at least 4 clear red cards.
Blue cards,
which they got away with. I mean, Alistair Johnston. I mean, that's ridiculous. Liam Scales actually jumped on the ball, you know what I mean? Like, you watch it. He jumps on the ball, like he dives on the ball with to block it with his arms. But the thing I see with that one, he'd already been booked. I'm not asking for a straight red card. Like, he'd already been booked, and he jumps on the ball.
If people were talking about refereeing decisions going wrong, you could easily just point to the game at the weekend. The referee was atrocious. That's the problem with Scottish football. But the difference is we're not going to appeal everything that ever happens with us. But we'll move on because I think it's been important to talk about the Rangers. But we had to talk about that because it is really farcical when you watch what's going on in Scottish football. The outsiders must be watching and thinking that's a joke of a league. That every time Celtic get a decision that goes against them, the referee's getting his windies panned in. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll get comments if you want to carry on. What's next?
I know. Well, obviously we spoke a wee bit about Thursday night coming up, and obviously we've got a massive game against Hibs at the weekend as well, which I'm sure you guys will probably do a wee show. I don't think I'll be available. I'm working a lot this weekend. So
thanks, Lewis. A lot of pressure on us now.
Motherwell beat Hibs 4-1.
Yeah.
Last week. So
listen, yeah.
Falkirk. Sorry.
Was it?
Falkirk beat them.
Falkirk.
Motherwell have beaten them this season.
Motherwell beat them recently, I think. But Lewis is absolutely right.
They beat them at Fir Park, but Falkirk did beat them 4-1 just there at the weekend. Absolutely done them. I'm not going to come in and sit and swear, but they absolutely smashed them. They battered them off the park. They were 100% the better team when you look at the stats and stuff like that.
Have you shout out to Linda? She's coming to join us next week.
Good. Unfortunately, these teams do raise their game against us. It's a shame. I feel sorry for some of the fans because they must feel cheated sometimes when it's us and it's a do or die against us, but everybody else they're flat. But if they want to do that, that's up to them. But it's a fairly good time to play Hibs. They haven't bought or sold anyone, so it's going to be the same team, the same lineups basically on Sunday for them. And I think we have to be confident. Like we've beat Hibs twice since Dyer Roll came over. Like going charge, we beat them at home. We played them at home in the last 3 months. I know we beat my his first game, but also the penalty.
In the last minute.
So I'm pretty confident, and but what I mean, it's a tough set of games coming up. But I know we said it at Christmas time, but we get through this stretch, then I really believe it's our league to lose.
I mean, I think that we spoke about it a wee bit earlier, and I know Lewis mentioned it, but I think Rangers are more comfortable with the harder games. I think he's put a belief in the players, right? Danny Rowe, he's put a belief in the players, but let's be honest here, he's put a belief in the support. Support was electric at the weekend, and all the doubts that we had and all the kind of not looking forward to matches, he's put a bit of belief into everybody. Where for me, it's back to get a couple of goals against Hibs, get the points up, but get the goal difference up as well, and keep going. And I think Hearts and Celtic will drop points individually in the next few weeks, but it's definitely every game at a time.
Yeah. Do pick up something Chick's saying here? I think that's Chick.
Yeah.
My eyes must be getting better here.
Aye, that's fine.
Right.
Aye, no, well, I'm actually having to lean forward here to see this. Hibs.
Never happy.
I knew I can't see it because you made
it.
Aye.
Right, no, the point what I'm trying to make is, so Chick's saying, sorry, Lewis, Hibs away is one of our hardest games because of the expectations.
I'm here 2 mile away from it.
And that's a very good point, because we've got ourselves in a position now where our mentality has to it shouldn't change, but realistically we've went from being hunters, as Diane Rose said, and we're now I argue with favourites. That's a different mindset you've got to be in. So you've got to be able to handle that expectation. And Chick's saying, so it's now expectations of Rangers to win. So it's up until now we've kind of been playing Danny Rowe, the team we've been playing with not a lot of pressure, because no one's really expected us to get in the title race. Now it's a different type of match, different type of pressure. So we've done well. We've done really, really well to get into this position. We now have to make sure that we've got the ability, the confidence, and the right to stay the course and win the league. So, I think we're going to have this conversation every week. Our most important game is the next one. Let's not think too far ahead. Let's just get through the weekend, get through the week after that, get through the week after that.
We coming here for the Hearts support as well, Mr. Shankland. That's fine. They'd rather let you win than us get further ahead, trust me. Well, I'd agree and disagree, because Hibs certainly have a lot to play for. I mean, they've got European football that they can potentially still qualify for this year. I mean, Easter Road's another one that I look forward to. It's always one of the games where I always just want to get the game over and done with and just move on for it. It's never actually one that I get excited about, no matter if we're in good form or if Hibs are doing well, or if Hibs are poor, we're doing well, or whatever. Yeah. I never look forward to it, because it's an extremely tough place to go, and it's, let's be real, it's Hibs' cup final.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel sorry for the fans, because they managed to put in a show against us most times, but we can just go there. We just be confident. We can just go there and prove why we're in a chance to be a title. We won.
If we go Easter Road on Sunday and we score the first goal, I think, we'll win the game if we score the first goal, I think.
And then keep going. So the old Rangers mentality would have been sit back and hold on to it. Keep going and get the goal difference right up there, because we're only 2 ahead of Celtic now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Goals, so get up to 4 and 5. That's the way to do it, because that could effectively work out as another point.
Aye, definitely.
So who's better than that?
We coming here for Alex. Motherwell, St Mirren, Celtic, Aberdeen, home and away. 5 very tough games since we lost 2-1 at Tynecastle. Rangers are hunting every team down. Yes, exactly. I mean, Motherwell, who are playing fantastic football, St Mirren, who are League Cup winners, who've had a remarkable season. Don't get me wrong, they've not been particularly great in the league, but it's already been a historic season for them, winning the League Cup. Celtic, obviously, as we know, Old Firm derby, massive game, always a big game, always a very hard game as well. Aberdeen, who I think always turn up against us, but always try to turn up against us anyways. They do their 100% against us, and really not anybody else, it seems like. And then obviously Hibs as well, that's coming up at the weekend. It's a lot of massive games, and hard games. We'll struggle. I think we'll struggle, but it's how we'll get through it.
So my only worry about that is, back to the old conversation we've had, I still think we need a striker. I think we need somebody, because see, we're saying we'll struggle. we'll not struggle to create chances, we'll struggle to finish them off.
Struggle to put them away, yeah. I agree with that, but you're seeing goals come from everywhere. You're seeing goals come from your midfield, your wingers as well, and even the odd few coming from up front as well. But let's face it, the strikers, the finishing has not been good enough.
I mean, yes, I mean, we've not scored that many. Midfielders haven't scored that many goals this season. I mean, Fernandes has scored 5, I think. He's our second top. We can't have two defenders. Our two top goal scorers this season are defenders, right? That's not sustainable over the course of the whole season. So either Miovski and Shamiti get their shooting boots on, or else we need to get a poacher.
Correct.
We need to take the emotion out of it as well. We've got so much at stake and so much to play for that if these guys aren't scoring again, Dundee at home, Dundee United at home, St Mirren away. So we need somebody that can come in and do that. And I think we said it 2 seasons ago with Shankland. We brought in Shankland in January, we won the league. And I think we're in the same situation this year, where if we bring in a striker that can score goals, we need somebody that can come in and score 10, 11, 12 goals from now to the end of the season. And see if we do, we'll win the league.
I mean, are we coming here for David Hutchinson? Guys, do you not think the expectations of the players has so improved? They seem to be playing for each other. The camaraderie is there, in my opinion. Yeah, but like exactly, the player, their confidence and their expectations will have grown drastically. I mean, we're on a fantastic run. We're scoring goals, but also not conceding any. So,
camaraderie, is that the Italian boy?
But no, you know what I mean. Their confidence will be sky high, and it should be because it's been a remarkable last 2 months or so under Danny Rowe. It's been great. Yes, don't get me wrong. We've lost maybe 1 or 2 games in that, but 2 hard games we've lost. Tynecastle and Celtic at Hampden.
Remember we took the lead at Tynecastle. It was only chopped off by a ridiculous decision as well. So I mean, we were in that game.
I wouldn't say it was ridiculous because I think a lot of Rangers fans at the same time we are saying, and that's offside. But when you look back at it, it should have been given. No.
Yeah, I mean, with the VAR look back at it, and you actually seen
of course.
the guy's foot, the guy's boot ahead of Fernandes.
Stuart Finlay, I believe, as well. Actually.
So I mean, if we got that goal, we probably would have won that game. But ifs and buts and what have you.
Protest. We'll put a protest into the SFA tomorrow.
Aye, replay the game. No, it's a different. As Chick said a few minutes ago, it's a different type of expectation now. And it's a different mindset. Because remember, Philip Clement got us into this position as well.
Yeah, that's
2 years ago.
And then went to the
Ross County.
And it was 2 in a row, Dundee.
The Ross County Dundee, yeah. So Philip Clement got us into this position as well.
And even Motherwell at home.
Well, I think we were 1 game away from going 5 points ahead of the league at one point. So we've got to not make that mistake again. I don't think Danny Rowe will make that mistake. I think we've got a better squad than we had 2 years ago. But the mistake we made at that point was not bringing a striker like Shankland.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we buy Shankland. I'm not starting that debate. But if we don't get a guy that can score goals, then it's difficult. Miovski, I mean, I like Miovski. I think we have to get Miovski out on loan somewhere.
What if we get the big German boy, right? I think at the weekend we missed Shamiti big time, right? I know we would never have said that months ago. We missed him when he's running off the ball and he's bullying. But if you've got Shamiti and the big German boy, that's 2 big tall kind of players. You don't normally get the big player and the wee player. Do you think it's a good balance? One thing it would give us is plenty of threat in goal, in front of goal, in terms of height with Fernandes, Shamiti, and then.
Aye, well, I mean, obviously Fernandes, as we know, has been a big goal threat this season, especially from the set pieces, mainly corners, but free kicks as well. Fernandes has been a massive goal threat for us, and I think he's settled into the team well. Don't get me wrong, I think he's still got his faults, certainly defensively, but he's a good player. I rate him very highly, and I think if he can start playing near enough week in, week out, I think he'll get that confidence, and I think he'll improve in his ability. In terms of Shamiti and Miovski, I've said for a while I would like to explore a 2 up front with them 2, and I said it on last night as well when we were live. Me, Gordy, and Jay, when we were live last night, I'd like to explore a 2 up front because they're 2 completely different players, and I think they could possibly play off each other quite well.
Aye, no, I agree with that, Gordy.
Home games definitely for sure. Like there's no reason why in these home games we can't play 2 up front. I just think we can't rely on our defenders being our top goal scorers. It's not over the course of a whole season. That's not sustainable.
Of course,
and,
you're right.
I would like to see it maybe Miovski and Shamiti that bang in the goals. But if they're not cutting it, then we need to take the emotion out of it and go on stats, go on facts. And the fact of the matter is that we blew the league last 2 years ago because I think Dessers was out injured and we didn't have a proven goal scorer to come in and take his place.
Oh, good. We're all blind, we're not just checking time.
So,
yeah,
I would like us to bring in, if we don't bring in a striker, it's not the end of the world. But I think if we bring in a goal scorer before Monday, then it just makes us that little bit more favourites for the league.
If Rangers bring in a goal scorer before the end of the transfer window in January, that will be the board's sign of intent.
Yeah, but we'll see. It's exciting times, and I look forward to the next 6 days because we're not. I think we're going for quality players, and I think we need to shift a couple out. But yeah, I look forward to it.
That's probably the hardest part, Gordy, is shipping the players out.
For sure.
A couple of comments if he's wanting to that now. Just read them out.
Aye. I'll say again, if we don't get a striker, give Tavernier a go up front. I don't quite know.
Give Fernandez a go up front. I'll tell you right now, you'll laugh at me, right, and viewers will laugh at me as well, but if it's 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go, and we're bringing on a sub or whatever, I would rather we had Fernandez up front rather than bringing on Danilo or whatever, if we're not scoring goals. Just a thought. But if you can do it with players like Harry Maguire, etc., I think if it's a worst case scenario, then you can stick Fernandez up.
When did Harry Maguire go up front for Man United?
He's done it a few times, mate. Seen it. I don't watch them. I don't know. He's not started as a striker. Don't get me wrong, but for the last 5-10 minutes chasing a goal, he stayed up top. Right, he just get the height and he wins headers. So I'm not saying that he started up front, of course, but 10-15 minutes to go chasing a goal.
It's a good option.
So listen, other teams do it as well, but honestly, like if.
But one reason it would work, Gordy, is the set piece coach is obviously getting the play high boys to Big Fernandez for an example. So if you've got more height up front and you're good at set pieces, then you would. And we seem to be getting a lot of set pieces now. Then it might work. But I think ultimately you need to buy a striker that scores goals. That's what we need to do in the next 4 days.
Yeah,
I mean the boy Ryan Naderi from Hansa Rostock, obviously we'll make a lot of we could make a few jokes about his name, Naderi, but you know, I mean it's a funny one because as I said last night, I didn't realise Hansa Rostock were actually in the third division of German football.
Yeah, I see when you said that, I was like, I checked it.
They're in the third division of German football. I actually thought they were quite a stable team in the second division. They are a big club, especially in the north of Germany, as we all know, a good Protestant part of the world. But you know, it's a funny one. I think he averages roughly a goal every 2 games, but it is very different. But you know, it's a market that Daniel knows. So
a goal every 2 goals.
I wouldn't question it too much.
If we get a striker that scores a goal every 2 games, we get him in January, we'll win the league because that average alone that'll be enough with the rest of the goals.
Aye. Well, I would agree with that. And obviously, as I just said there, it's a market that Daniel knows. So I wouldn't question it, or I wouldn't really hesitate to, you know, be on board with it. I'd be on board with it. I'd get behind it, as always. I mean, I'd get behind anyone who comes into Rangers, but it is a funny one. I thought we'd maybe go for someone of a slightly higher calibre, but you know, you don't need to go for your big names in world football. You don't need to go for your players for 9, 10, 11, 12 million or whatever. You don't need to go for that.
As much as I agree with that, if Danny Rowe brings him in and he's a success, then that'll prove Danny Rowe's ability to bring in players that don't cost a fortune, but we can sell for a fortune. And that would be a massive thing in terms of longevity for the manager.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we've seen it, the player trading model. I mean, we've spoke about it a few times in this channel. I mean, you look at a good few players for Celtic. I mean, Kieran Tierney, who obviously was in the Celtic youth and then left to go to Arsenal for 25 million, obviously eventually returned to Celtic. Then Matt O'Reilly as well, who I think went to Celtic for what, 500 grand, maybe $1 million, and left for roughly 20-25 million to go to Brighton. You know, like even been much of a success. So, I mean, Celtic have done it right. Their business, their transfer business. I hate to say it, Celtic have done things well in terms of that side of things in the last few years. But I certainly think it's something that we can adopt. I mean, we spoke about it with Gassama. I mean, obviously we spent about 2.5 million on Gassama, and we knocked back an offer of 10 million just 6 months after we signed them.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do, and that's definitely forward. To bring in guys for maybe 2-3 million.
It's clear.
Get a year, 2 year, maybe get 2 seasons out of them. Sell them for 10-11 million.
It's clear that the Rangers hierarchy and the Rangers manager see potential in Gassama and see a lot of potential for him to grow even further and possibly become a 15-20 million pound player.
It's a good sign for the club that this is happening.
Aye, absolutely. I mean, I think.
Comments if you're on 100 mile an hour here, guys. Sorry for the.
Don't get me wrong. At this current moment, I mean, would I take 10 million for Gassama right now? I wouldn't have valued him as high as that currently at this moment in time. But there's a lot of potential in him, and it can grow to be worth at least 10, 15, 20 million, as we've just said in the show. So let's just see.
Yeah, I totally agree. Am I reading that properly? He's advocating for Mark Dimmel to play up front.
Aye, we spoke about it yesterday in the chat.
All right, okay. I thought he was at big diners up front.
Probably wouldn't be that bad. Probably wouldn't be much worse.
Well, no comment. Predictions for Thursday?
2-1 Rangers. No, 1-0 Rangers. We'll keep a clean sheet. 1-0 Rangers. Aye.
2-1 to Rangers.
No clean sheet. We'll stop that run.
It's Europe. I think it's going to be. If Rangers get a win, it'll be a great result because we've been horse shit in Europe apart from last week, and I think the players probably just want this going now. To be fair,
Go to say one each.
Oh, don't be like that. Don't sit in the fence. Go out. Be wild. Say Rangers are going to win.
Rangers will win one each.
Okay. But anyways, look, it's been a good show. We're just coming up to 8 o'clock now. I mean, we've been live for almost an hour. There's been some great chat. Obviously, from you guys in the comments. And I've thoroughly enjoyed the chat from you too. It's been no too bad company, but I would say the best has been Lily. I would say all night.
As always, a big shout out to a lot of new people coming on tonight.
Aye.
It's always good to see them.
We love to see it.
Opinions. Remember, we will be having a fans forum. We'll be inviting Rangers supporters along to the studio for a wee bevy, a chat about the Rangers and future ideas for the future they can maybe put to the club that will enhance the match day experience and the all-round enjoyment of Ibrox Stadium and any other grievances. So we're hoping to do that in the next 3 or 4 weeks. You'll get a couple of beers and you'll get an opportunity. If you don't live in Scotland, you can't get along. We'll have 4 or 5 on the television as well. But it's just to try and get a good engagement with new fans and the regulars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look forward to it.
Something that I thoroughly look forward to.
But the bevy or the chat?
Oh, I'm not. It depends who turns up.
Aye, we'll be a good mix.
I'm not commenting on that.
And hopefully, I'm quite confident I'm going to have at least 1 or 2 ex-players coming along just to add to it. It's something different with the channel, guys, as well. We speak about. We try to be unique and do our own kind of style, uncensored, give everybody an opinion and get as many different views as possible, and that will give them that.
Yep, good, excellent.
Right, guys, I think that's all for me tonight. Anything else before I finish?
No, great
No,
show.
nothing really else from me.
Thank you to everyone watching, sharing and commenting.
And we'll be back some point tomorrow or Thursday, pre-match and post-match. All the best, guys. Win, lose or draw. Always remember, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. We are the people.